If you pick up a Soulframe Founders Pack, one of the coolest bonuses you get actually shows up inside Warframe, an exclusive crossover melee skin called the Envoy's Sphere Sword. It's a clean, fantasy-inspired blade that blends Soulframe's natural, mystical style with Warframe's sleek sci-fi look. The skin becomes available in Warframe after the Old Peace update, and it's meant to feel like a small bridge between both worlds, almost like you're carrying a piece of Soulframe into the Origin system. What makes it even more special is that the sword is tied to the founder paths you choose in Soulframe. Each path comes with themed cosmetics, and the Paragon tier gives you everything, including this crossover skin as a mark of early support. It's not just a weapon skin, it's a little badge saying you were there from the beginning across both games before Soulframe even launched. If you're thinking of diving in as a Soulframe founder, there's a lot more in the Founders Pack than just early access. For starters, you unlock a set of exclusive cosmetics built around the three envoys, Galeen, Pothia, and Josalfar. These aren't just reskins, they include themed gear sets, dyes, and even bird-inspired talismans. If you want to represent your chosen path, your character will literally reflect that ambassador role in their look, which is a sweet way to stand out in the world of Soulframe. Beyond the basic cosmetics, you also get arcs, which are Soulframe's premium currency. Think of them like the gems or platinum in other games. You can use them to buy exclusive items, special cosmetics, or even things that help you progress in style. For early backers, having arcs gives you a bit of flexibility. You don't have to rely purely on in-game grind to get aesthetic stuff or unlock founder-only crafting schematics. Speaking of crafting, founders will gain schematics to craft special founder-only items. More than that, these items are tradable, but with a twist. Even when you trade them to other players, the original founder's name stays on the item. This really leans into the legacy feeling. When someone wields an item made by a founder, they'll know exactly who crafted it. That's a pretty powerful way to build community and connection, don't you think? But there's more than just cosmetics and crafting. Founders also receive invite codes for Soulframe, Preludes, which is the early access pre-alpha portion of the game. So if you believe in the project and want to pull in your friends, you can let them in early. It's not just about gifting someone access, it's about shaping the world together from the ground up, bouncing feedback, and being part of the dev journey. On a more symbolic but deeply meaningful level, the pack gives you permanent legacy perks, a mark in the game world itself. According to Dev Talk, founders will have their name tied to certain special items or even places. One feature is a flower in an Eternium garden. There's also talk of a founder's name being engraved on something, which means your support lives on in the game world in a very real way. That's more than just vanity, it's a piece of history in the universe. Finally, and this is the cherry on top, the pack includes the Warframe crossover Envoy's Sphere Sword. It's an exclusive melee skin in Warframe that visually channels Soulframe's organic magical style. Getting this means you're not just a founder of one game, you're bridging into another. It's that sense of being part of something bigger, a two-game legacy. For players who live in both Warframe and want to support Soulframe, this feels like an especially meaningful reward. The Soulframe Founders Pack will officially be available for purchase on November 25th, 2025. That's the day players can finally pick their tier, choose their envoy path, and start claiming all the exclusive items, perks, and legacy rewards tied to the program. If you've been waiting to support the game early or want to secure the crossover rewards for Warframe, that's the date to mark on your calendar. There's no official Soulframe Founders Pack price yet, but players have been talking. One claim floating around from Steve is that the base Founder Pack could cost $30 Canadian. Many also believe that the pricing might mirror Warframe's old Founder Packs, since Soulframe is closely tied to its community. For reference, Warframe's Founders packages used to be Disciple for $20, Hunter for $50, Master for $100, and Grandmaster for $250. I'm not covering the Soulframe Founders Pack just because it gives a new crossover skin in Warframe. Because, let's be honest, A single skin is not a good reason to buy a whole founder pack if you don't actually plan to play Soulframe. What really matters here is the game itself, and the more we see of it, the more it's clear that Soulframe is shaping up to be something special. It's not trying to copy Warframe or replace it. It's building its own identity, and the direction it's heading in feels bold, fresh, and honestly pretty exciting. One of the biggest improvements is how much more polished the world looks now. Early builds felt quiet and experimental, but the latest previews show areas that feel alive, roaming wildlife, dynamic weather, and environments that react to your actions. Soulframe leans heavily into nature, and the game makes that theme feel meaningful. Even simple things, like how you heal animals or restore parts of the land, give the world a sense of personality you don't normally see in fantasy RPGs. Combat has also evolved in a big way. At first, the animations were slow and stiff, but now the swordplay feels heavier, cleaner, and more deliberate. You can see the team taking feedback seriously. Enemy reactions are sharper, combos link more smoothly, and everything looks more grounded. It's the opposite of Warframe's hyperspeed chaos, and that difference makes it stand out. Soulframe wants combat to feel personal, like every swing actually matters. Another major change is how the game treats progression and crafting. Founders will get special schematics, but the important part is how the system works. Crafting is tied to your identity. Items can carry your name forever, even if you trade them. That's a level of permanence and player history you almost never see in modern games. It makes your choices feel like they leave a mark on the world, not just on your inventory. Even the social side is growing fast. Preludes, the early playable stage, is giving people a chance to test systems, give feedback, and help shape the game. The community seems really engaged, and the dev team is actually responding. They've already updated animations, movement, UI, and combat pacing based on player input. It's rare to see that level of transparency and adaptation from a studio, and it shows they're serious about making Soulframe the best version of itself. So no, I'm not here hyping a founder skin. I'm here because Soulframe is steadily turning into a beautiful, thoughtful, and meaningful fantasy experience. The game is changing fast, growing in the right direction, and becoming something that stands on its own. If you're interested in a slower, more immersive world with character-driven progression and a strong sense of identity, then Soulframe might actually be worth your time. Not because of a Warframe crossover, but because the game itself looks genuinely promising. Soulframe is honestly turning into my dream game, a fantasy RPG that feels like it never ends. There's this calm, almost soothing energy to it that I can't shake. When you dive into its world, you're surrounded by nature, soft magic, and these mystical creatures that make everything feel alive. It's the kind of setting I've always wanted from a fantasy game. Peaceful when you want it to be, mysterious when it needs to be, and full of places that pull you in just by existing. What makes it even more exciting is that it's going to be free to play, and it's being built by developers who genuinely love making games. You can feel that passion in every new update, every animation tweak, every world detail they polish. It's rare to see a studio put this much care into crafting a world that's not about rushing or bombarding players with hype, but about creating an experience you can live in. Digital Extremes seems to understand the fantasy vibe deeply, that mix of beauty, danger, and wonder, and they're leaning into it perfectly. And I'm not sugarcoating any of this. I hadn't played for months, and coming back to the latest content honestly surprised me. The improvements are real. The vibe is stronger. The world feels more complete. Soulframe is growing into something amazing, something I think a lot of people will fall in love with once they see what it's becoming. I'm excited, genuinely excited, to watch it evolve, and I can't wait for whatever Digital Extremes has planned next.